Hi there, crafty friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me. My name is Melissa, and today I thought we would make a card using the Postage collage die. Now, I know we've done a couple of these before, but when we were in Minnesota on our trip, I had an idea. I kept seeing all these sandwich boards in front of restaurants and everything, and I kept thinking to myself, that would make a super cute card with the Postage collage die because it's got sections and you can have different fonts in each section. So that's what we're going to do today. I've already cut out one piece out of black cardstock so it mimics a chalkboard. I've got that all ready. I also have my Misti all set up. I am using my mini Misti today. And what I did was I just took a piece of white paper that I had cut out and I lined up my stamps. I did a little sample here in black on white just so that I would know that my sentiments were straight. And we're using several different stamp sets today because I wanted a variety. So we're using the pretty pink Posh, what is this one called? Party Time. And we are using the balloons with the present. We are using the party hat, Let's Party, and the cupcake. Then I've got this stamp set from Altenew that we were also using. It's your birthday and sending birthday hugs. Now, these were long sentiments. I cut them. So the sending birthday hugs I cut into 3, and the it's your birthday I just cut in half. And then I also pulled the 3 little hearts from this waffle flower stamp. I will have everything listed and linked in the description below. So we're just going to put this in there. Make sure that it is lined up in that corner nice and snug because we don't want that going anywhere because we have to add powder and we are going to stamp in our Versamark several times just to make sure that we get a good layering of ink. So we need to make sure we get enough powder on here so the embossing powder doesn't stick. And this is my new favorite tool. It has been for quite a while. I've been using that for everything. Let's get that in there. And we are just going to ink up these stamps really, really well. I think I probably do this 4 or 5 times. Just because when you use Versamark and you've got that anti-static powder on there, I feel like it just needs a little bit extra. I want to make sure that really gets a nice thick layer of ink on there. So I think this will be our last time inking this up. And like I said, I am inking this up. I think this is my 4th time here. I just want to make sure that I get a nice coating. And that should be pretty good. I'm not putting a lot of pressure because I don't want to distort my images, but I am putting firm pressure. So let's go ahead and get that out of there. So when we were in Minnesota, we saw a ton of sandwich boards because we ate out all the time. And I've been wanting to try this for a while since we've been back. I just didn't get to. So let's add our powder, and I'm just using white embossing powder. And we'll get all those images nice and coated. And it is going to be a very plain, simple card because it is just black and white, but we will decorate it a little bit. And get our powder on there. I hope everyone is having a fabulous day. It's a little bit warm here, but nice. Let's see, one more. And then I will just layer a little bit more powder on there and just kind of shake it a little just to make sure it gets in all those nooks and crannies. I want it really covered. I want my sentiments covered because we only get one shot at this. And I tried to pick all different fonts for my sentiments because I want it to look like a sandwich board. I think that's good. And then if you do get any powder anywhere that you don't want it, embossing powder, you can bring in a little paintbrush and just kind of wipe that extra powder off. I think we're good though. That looks really good. Okay, so let's heat emboss. Okay, I think we got a really nice image there. And what I like to do is I just look at it in the light and kind of tilt it and make sure the whole thing is nice and shiny. If it's shiny, that means you got everything all heated. So let's wipe this off. I do want to let it cool just a minute though before we wipe it off. This card is so quick. This is perfect for a last minute card or anything like that. So I'm just going to let that cool for a second. I think that should be good. And then we can wipe off that anti-static powder. And then we have a nice black background. And I think that looks really nice. You know, we kept seeing all those sandwich boards and I thought, oh, that's a neat idea. So what I've done here is I've already got my card base, standard A2, and I lined it with a white piece of paper for my personal message. Then I've got a piece of white cardstock. I can't remember the size, but I'll make sure that I write it in on my blog. So let's add some foam tape. And then we will attach that to our white piece. All right, I've got my foam tape on there and I am just going to center this just like that. And because this is such a simple card, I do want to also add foam tape on the back just to give it a little bit more dimension. Now we can center this on our card and I think that looks good. Now all we have to do is decorate, and to decorate this, I have had these in my stash forever, so that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. I think I got these at Expo probably 15 years ago, if not longer. And I pulled these out of my stash and I chose these because these are very matte. And I wanted it to look like the chalkboard. I wanted it to match the chalkboard. So let's get some of these added on here. So I've got all my enamel dots on there. I could have added more, but I didn't want it to be too busy. So now I'm going to bring in my jelly roller and we're just going to add some accents to our balloons so they appear to be shiny and round. Just like that. And then I think I'm going to fill in the circles on my present and on the hat. Oh, we also need some little accents on our cupcake here. I think that's good. And then I'm just going to fill in the little circles on the hat. And that card is done. It was as simple as that, and it took no time at all. And it is exactly what I had pictured in my mind. Oh, but you know what? I think let's do one last thing. I want to give just a little bit more definition on my postage markings here. It's a little bit hard to see. And I think if I take my gel pen here and just draw a little bit on those lines, it'll help break it up just a little bit. Now I think we're done. That was so quick and so simple. And it is a little bit plain, but I like it. Sometimes you just want a clean looking card, and I think I achieved that with this one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it encourages you to look in your stash, grab some different fonts, and kind of break up your background and create a very quick, easy card. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.